Right, we're going to be comparing Michael Chandler outside of the cage to Michael Chandler inside of the cage. The bloke is an absolute menace. Let's not mess around, let's get straight into it.
I'm known by many as a guy who fights in a cage.
Shit, I'm already starting to feel inspired. I might go and start a business.
But there's so many more layers to who I am. 90% of success is between the ears.
This dude must have some serious fight IQ, I'm assuming.
In mixed martial arts, you're not just fighting against your opponent. That small voice you have to silence because you know that you were put on this earth to do something great.
Okay, well, it's clear that he's got a strong sense of what's right and what's wrong in the cage. Right, so he's basically some sort of fighting spiritual warrior. I'm expecting a lot of honour in the cage now. Let's check out some of his work. Let's start with him against Dustin Poirier. A fight that Chandler had been chasing ever since he got in the UFC. So he must really respect Dustin. I'm sure this is going to be nothing less than a classy affair. Oh no, he's grabbing the glove. That's a dirty move. The ref doesn't seem to be doing anything. Well, it is a fight after all. I'm sure he just got lost in heat at the moment and that was just a one-off. Oh no, now he's hitting Dustin in the back of the head. It really doesn't seem like he's trying to hit Dustin somewhere else. It definitely looks like he's intentionally hitting Dustin directly in the back of the head. But at least when we get out of this position, the fight can carry on fairly. Oh no, he's on Dustin's back, trying to secure a rear naked choke, and he's fish-hooking, yes, fish-hooking Dustin to try and pull his head back. Literally sticking his hands into Dustin's mouth in the middle of the fight and ripping his head back. I don't actually think I've ever seen such a thing in the octagon. And neither has the referee. And he still hasn't. Apparently he missed it. I can't quite believe it. Okay, well, let's listen to some of him talking outside of the cage to try and make some sense of all this.
I went through that tough, dark time, and
I'm starting to think he might be talking out of his arsehole.
It was me taking the sport for granted. It was me taking my abilities for granted, and also just not taking extreme ownership of my mental state.
Okay, he's making some sense.
And now it's taken me almost till I'm 30 years old to really truly believe that I was put on this earth to do some amazing things.
So he's seen that he's got to make some improvements. Okay, it sounds like he's made corrections and he's ready to go on to be great. Love it. Let's see how he gets on. Okay, here we go. Chandler versus Oliveira 2. First fight was an absolute banger. Two exciting fighters. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, accidental eye poke to the right eye. That's alright, we can live with that. One of those things. Oh wait, another eye poke to the left eye. That one seems a little bit more deliberate. And also, it was to Oliveira's left eye. So now Charles has been poked in both eyes near the beginning of the fight. Not a great start, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, now he's grabbing fences. Constant fence grabs, not just one or two. What makes it worse is even though there was a good handful of fence grabs, and even though the ref let him get away with it, he still got taken down anyway. Then they're on the ground, and Chandler resorts back to the next step of his bad sportsmanship book. Constant glove grabbing. Oliveira is literally complaining to the ref as it's happening. We can all see it on the TV and no action is taken. Carry on as you were. And then the final straw. A good dozen hard shots directly to the back of the head. It is truly disgusting. On top, looking down at Charles, clearly on purpose striking Charles to the back of the head. Full power multiple times. Okay, we've established that Chandler is clearly a piece of shit inside the cage. But is it that clear cut? Let's have one more note from Chandler himself.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant and gorgeous and talented and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same.
Well, he fights dirty, there's no doubt about that, but this all sounds very wise and inspiring. Maybe he's like John Jones, who fights dirty but is still a fighting genius, with really high level fight IQ. Let's check in on that. No, not at all. He's got the fight IQ of a fucking lemming, compelled to march forward into shots like a lemming faultlessly walking off the edge of a cliff. Good at wrestling? Great, don't use that. Fighting a good striker? Yep, get those hands down. Get hit with a good shot? Perfect. Just smile and keep walking forward with zero defence. So it turns out, yes, outside of the octagon, Michael Chandler is a walking inspirational poster. And inside of it, most of the time, he doesn't seem to be trying to win. And when he does switch it on and try to get his hand raised, he fights dirtier than Tom Aspinall's thoughts when he's looking at Nina Drama.
What would it take?
Right, so there's the video, but if you made it till here, I'm thinking of trying something where at the end I talk to you lot for a little bit, maybe answer some questions, talk about whatever you want me to talk about, bit like a little mini live stream at the end of the video. If you think that'd be good, or if you've got anything you want me to talk about or any questions, whack them in the comments below. And if you like this video, give us a sub, check out this playlist of recent bangers. I'll see you next time.